How was Saturday? First and foremost, first game back. How did you enjoy it?
Yeah, it's good to be back. Got a late call on Friday evening, but yeah, I was ready to go anyway. So apart from the slight hiccup from the week before, just had a bit of illness, and that was a bit just small, just setback. But I was good come Tuesday, and I was training with the boys. So yeah, it was good to get about 15-20 minutes under the belt. But yeah, it was good to be back in the RDS and in front of a home crowd.
Yeah, ideal way to start. Bonus point win, as you say, at home. The RDS. Does that kind of help with the overall confidence and just the kind of easing back in of a lot of the internationals after what was a big disappointment in you, obviously against New Zealand?
Yeah, I suppose it's a good way to get the ball rolling for us. As you mentioned, to have the whole group back together. We'd be back training about a week before that, so everyone was back on the same page. But to put the hard work that we put in the last few weeks onto the pitch on Saturday night, it was brilliant. And yeah, I think Benetton were always going to be a tricky side. They've improved a massive amount over the last few seasons, so they showed like they fought till the bitter end. So for us it was a good physical challenge, and it's just good to, I suppose, build momentum coming into the season.
It gets trickier from here though. Trip to the south of France, they're always hard.
Yeah, absolutely. Away days in France are always a massive challenge. So I think everyone's going to be, we're going to be on our work this week and be preparing and doing our homework. Because just had a glance at Lyon, and over the last few weeks we've seen, they're a tricky side, and they're top of the French league at the moment. And they have great quality individuals, and they play a good running rugby brand, and we'll have to be switched on come Saturday, because playing away is on French soil is always tough, because the crowd is always on top of you, and it just feels different. And I suppose in a good way it's good to be able to be in that position and to, I suppose, embrace that challenge. And
I suppose to quieten that crowd, is there what is the one thing, if you like, that you need to bring in a performance like that in France?
Yeah, I think we need to, obviously a good start is key to playing away against tough opposition. So starting the game well, and whether that be in our set piece or getting points early on the board. So yeah, that's definitely one way to start. And then I suppose there'll always be purple patches for the opposition. So when they're playing at home, they'll always have a good spell of the game. So it's about how we can react to that, and come back from when they get their bits of momentum in the game, and how we can come back.
Robbie, were you part of the player past and present bonding meeting? Were you part of that, and was it effective? You Sean O'Brien in and what have you?
Yeah, I was. Yeah, it was good. It was effective. He's been around, and he had a few words with us last week, and yeah, he's been obviously a great servant of Leinster rugby. So it was great to have, I suppose, his last bit of, I suppose, his influence. The influence he has on the province and the people here is incredible. So you'll always listen when he speaks.
Robbie, almost seems typical. Last year Toulouse were flying high in the top 14, you had them, and obviously it was a tough day out, and now with Lyon top of the top 14 again. What are the learnings you have from that previous experience last year that you can bring into this?
Yeah, again, we will have a little look back at, we started that round one really well against Wasps, got the bonus point, and then we went away to Toulouse, and we slipped up there. But I think one of the key components of that game was how we started as well, and we had I suppose not the best start, and they kind of got ahead early, and then we were chasing. So that was a big thing that we looked at. But yeah, we'll definitely speak about that during the week, and that'll just highlight how, we can't take things for granted. We're going over there and it's going to be very tough.
Of course, you mentioned a hostile atmosphere. How do you deal with that as a player? Do you block it out? Do you even notice it when you're on the pitch?
Yeah, I think once the ball is in play, I think that kind of goes. But it's just really the build up to the game and the nerves. But that's all also exciting. So they're the atmospheres you want to play in, and you want to remember to put in a performance that you can remember. So they're always special when you come away with a result in France.
Robbie, because of the condensed season, you have Champions Cup this weekend, 1 week off, and then Champions Cup game, Interpros and so on. Does that kind of help in terms of just trying to get over the disappointment of the World Cup, that you have so many big games coming up in a short period?
Yeah, definitely. I think it was about 8 or 10 games back to back now, so it's full hands on deck, and I suppose the best way to get over, I suppose, a disappointment is just to get back on the pitch and roll your sleeves up and get going again. So I think that'll be a big mindset for a lot of the players returning. So it's just get back and enjoy your work, enjoy being back to work in our province, and enjoying the lads' company, and that's it. It's just positive and moving forward.
Yeah, and in terms of Sean O'Brien coming in to speak to the squad, I suppose for the younger members that would have been really beneficial. Absolutely,
yeah. I think, for a man who's been, I don't know how many seasons, 12 plus anyway. He's been there since he was a kid and came up through the ranks, and from a younger player's perspective, I've heard him talk before for years, and always listened, and he always gave great information. So I'm pretty sure the lads, the younger guys in the dressing room, would have taken a lot from it.
Robbie, how important is it for yourself to get game time? As you haven't played a huge amount of rugby over the last while.
Yeah, it's pretty important for me that just staying fit, training, and making sure I can be available for games, because I suppose getting a string of games is always beneficial for a player, and for me as well. It's good to get a run of games. So that'll be one of my goals for the next few weeks, is to be fit and be available and be ready to go.